Hi there. How are you on this cold first day of February? It is miserable here in Texas, but we'll wait a day or two. It'll get sunny again. I'm currently suffering from allergies, but everyone in Texas is doing that too. So, I'm going to try and answer a question I saw in one of the Facebook groups that I frequent. Um, I've just had a run of 4 classes, easy morning, great classes. But the question was, I'm a new teacher. There are a lot of students. I like to be very visual. So do I. And how's the best way to set up prepping classes? Um, when I first started, I had a big, thick 4-year planner that I had picked up for homeschooling, and it had the days in columns. And I had like one student, so I prepped him in the column. And the next day I had a couple, and I started just prepping them in the columns. And I thought, if you know, 4-year group, this is going to take forever to fill up. It didn't. It didn't take any time at all before I was at the end of that book. And what do you do then? Um, I picked that one up because it was outdated for 25, 50 cents. Um, Looking at for old planners works really great, but when you run out of room, what do? I grabbed, I also am very bad about, or good, about watching for sales at Walmart when the um, college ruled books are my favorite. Uh, they go on sale for like 25 cents for back to school. I have stacks of these at my house. So, what I did was I took the pages and I divide them into 3 columns. It's messy. Some of you may want to get a ruler and make it really straight. I just grab my big marker and I make them fit. Now, I open up the app, which I'm going to try to show you here. Um, I'm going to try. Haha. See? Here's the app. And the app has under classrooms. Y'all see that? No, you cannot. Under, this is not really working, is it? It's not going to work. Under the classrooms tab in the app, there's, let's see, what does it say? Class. You have one that says bookings and then it says classrooms. And click on classrooms and it'll have a list of all the classes you're going to teach for the next 7 days. Now the first thing I do is I've usually got 10 or 12 pages pre-prepped. I do several at a time. Let's see. So I will write down, look at that list, across the top, I'll write down what time I teach the class, which class I'm taking, main course, visual storytelling, and I will write down its main goal. So this is the friend unit, it's an assessment. This is feelings maybe. Nope, it says friends. Uh, this is level 5. This story is the 10 Sons. This is a feelings assessment. You can go back to some of the old ones. See? animals and how they move, neighborhood, body parts. These are major topics, and the whole unit will be about this topic. Okay, it's not like it's just that one lesson. So there'll be five lessons and then the assessment for each topic. For the supplementary classes, I put like the name of the whatever the topic there is: free talk, shopping, free talk, getting lost, going to the zoo. I try to keep it down to like 3 words, 4 tops. Then I go to the bottom, write down the child's name, how many classes they've had with me, and how many classes they've had with VIPkid total. This tells me that this is a very new child. She's on her first 12 lessons. She's probably still looking for a teacher, so I want to wow her, you know. And I write down her age. This may or may not be her correct age. I've got 8-year-olds who still have a full set of baby teeth. 8. You know they're not 8. They may be 7. But they're not 8. So you know, you just kind of go with the flow. Whatever the parents write down, well, there's not much you can do about that. So what I did at that point is when I've got every single class for the top and the bottom filled in, then I copy paste the whole thing, the whole list that I'm going to prep, and put it into my Google Slide Planner. I've joined the Google Slide group. The planner is one of the tools that they offer. It's awesome. So I take it, I paste it in there, and hit go, and it gives me all of the resources that Google Slides has available for that lesson. Some of these I have taken and I save them to my drive because they don't take as much juice out of my cell phones if they're in my drive. And sometimes I change them up, doctor them, add a picture. Usually I'm adding things. Sometimes I like this in this lesson plan and this in this one, so I swap them out. I make them me. I don't share them with anybody because that's not kosher. That's a no-no. What I will share is if I make my own rewards. I sometimes share those because they are not borrowed from the group. If you want Google Slides, join the Google Slides official group and learn how to do it from there. They're very helpful people. So I paste it in there. It populates it. If I have a new class, it has whatever's available right there. And just click them up and real quick make my own slides from theirs. And frequently I just pick one. I add 1 or 2 slides in, and but that's a little later. I populate this thing, and then I go over. I copy the class code straight from the VIPkid. I paste it into my drive to find the slides I've already done. I put it up. I go to the next one. If I'm wanting to do a unique reward, I also look for the reward. It's like when we teach robots in the toy unit. I have a robot reward. I have a toy shelf reward that I really enjoy. The kids love it. And several other. For the animal units, I've got about 10 different, including when they take the hands, they paint them as the different animals. I try to kind of make it related. because then I can use the reward to extend. Um, you might want to just do cutouts or draw a rat. All the kids know this one. 7 plus 2 equals 9. It makes a cute rat. So whatever the reward, I write it down now in the little slot. So this one, we're doing a Chinese New Year theme. The kids love it. And I just go across. This one says combo. It's because it's an assessment and I already have rewards uh, built into my presentation. But you can see here, it says go team go. It's a grammar unit. And I have a sports fail that I tried to do with that one. Here's this one's an assessment, so there's a combo. We're learning water, so I have a bodies of water to teach the names, the words, pronunciations. Set those all up. Now I know what Google slide. Now now gets the hard part. That usually takes me about 3 minutes per class to do that. No, not that long. When I'm doing it in groups, it usually only takes a minute and a half, 2 minutes. If I divide it up into the number of classes, the more classes I have, the less time it takes per class, because some of these are like, cut, paste, boom, the whole thing's done. That takes 3 minutes tops. 2 minutes? If you have 15 classes, that really chops it into small groups. The most classes I've ever prepped, though, is 12. Now I get my big tablet out and I put it to the page where it shows me what classes I will be teaching on that day. These are the ones I've already taught today. Already done the feedback. But down here at the bottom, I have the classes I'll be teaching tonight. Now this is the information I've already copied into my book. I go over here, click on the materials tab. The material comes up. It takes a minute. This is why this is the long, hard part. The slides load. Now this one's going to be family and home. I start going through the slides and I write down on slide number 5, we're going to work on the word there. The there is probably going to be worked on for three slides. So what it ends up looking like for a level 2 standard class is like this. We have the song on slide 4. We're going to work on mom for 3 slides. Who is she for 3 slides. The word verb talk. This, that. The word her. The sound phonics egg. Talk about this slide. Ties into the whole lesson. Whatever you can do with it. Sing the song. And it takes 2-3 minutes because you have to wait for the computer to. These are also on the computer. You can look at them from there. You don't have to have a tablet. I use the tablet because I can easily go back and forth, and it's portable. Once I've got these in, now this is an assessment, and it was new, so that has a lot of notes. The more times I teach it, the fewer notes I take. So then I'm prepped. The only real work is if it says new lesson, because now I have to really think about this lesson. I haven't taught it before, so what kind of material what are the key words? What would be the best What would be a good uh, reward to put with it? Um, do I have props that are going to go with it? I have so many props. So if I ever cannot use my Google Slides, I've got so many props here to just grab. Some of the kids do not respond well to slides. They just don't. Um, some kids think they're awesome, and there are classes I use my slides and never touch my toys. And there are classes I use my toys and never touch my slides. Uh, once you've had once you've had a class 2 or 3 times, you get a feel for what the class. Once you've had a student 2 or 3 times, you get a feel for the student. And what works for 5 classes might suddenly not work on the sixth. Uh, I've got a little girl that I've had for over 80 classes. Actually, I have 2 little girls that I've had for almost a year. Both of them have racked up, or for about a year. Both of them have racked up over 80 classes with me. And what worked for them a year ago isn't what hits their hot button anymore. We did that. We did that. We change. We move on. You don't give your 5-year-old the same treats that your 2-year-old liked. And the same thing here. One of my little girls likes tic-tac-toe. Her way. Always her way. That's okay. I don't care. I give them the stars anyway. Your Google Slides look like this. You tell it to go. And as I said, I always have my introduction here. What is your name? Uh, the slides go with, this one is one that I can make go with the actual student. Earns rewards through this. So we're looking at O words: flow, glow. And this goes with the assessment to help them just remember that the girl I had today, I never picked up my Google Slides until we reached this one right here. She was having a little trouble with the fact there were 2 steps. And so all I did was hold this up, and all of a sudden she's like, oh yeah, I get it. That's all she needed. What's the first step? As soon as she had the answer, and then she immediately knew the second part, and she had the answer. I showed her she had it right, and she's like, oh good. And I think that is the only time I picked up my phone today. In fact, when at the end of class we were still on text message. Communication: how do you talk with your friends? And I'm sure she would have enjoyed the slides. We didn't need them. I don't think we even used very many of these. She was 12. 12-year-olds generally have a good grasp of the world, and they don't need as much of the real stuff. They don't need as much support. You look for, what do they not understand? A little girl today, what is that, teacher? And I was not quite prepared for her question. I was one of her sound out the words. So we had to stop and think, grabbed a prop, showed her what it was. Oh, that's what that word is. I don't know what she thought it was, but now she knows. That's how I prep. I just get a notebook, make columns. The great thing about this is I had a class like last night, And it's all prepped. 2 pages back. Here we go. It's right here. I prepped the class. The kid missed the class. Mom contacted me on WeChat about 10, 15, 20 minutes after class. Can we rebook? He's got a very difficult schedule to match up because of where he lives, and it is hard for him to find a slot that matches my schedule. So his mom says, can you open these slots for me? I will send her a picture. This is what I've got available. She'll send me one back with hers. Can you open these? And I have to kind of guess. And okay, I've got them open. And then she books what she wants. I close all the extras. Whatever she doesn't book. It's just with him. If I want to keep him as a student, that's what I do. So I will teach him tonight. I opened a slot I didn't want to open, but that's okay. Um, you know, it's not the end of the world. I can take a nap. But now it's prepped. Everything's pulled. So when I get to him, I just slide my stuff over to his spot. I will turn the page back to right here. I don't have to prep it again. I don't. Um, it's done. And that's why I accepted the class. Um, so how do you prep? There you go. 20, 25 minutes. It's under 25. It's only 22 minutes. It really is. Except now I'm still talking. Bye bye.